Greetings and welcome to Conversations with Ed. How you doing tonight? Once again, thanks for letting me come into your house and spend some time with you. This is the last show in my 6-week series. Boy, this 6 weeks went soon. Just flew right by, but we're gonna go out on a very up note, have some real nice people for you to meet tonight. I tell you that every week, and every week I'm right. I hope you folks all went out and voted, and you know we have to say congratulations to our new governor, thank God. And also Delegate Joe, we congratulate you as I did earlier on the phone. Job well done. I hope everybody went out and did participate in this voting and realizes that this is where it starts. This level of voting is where it starts. Don't have my hat up on the table tonight, but all you vets, I don't have to say it again, I hope. If you haven't been out there and gotten yourself registered in the central registration at McGuire VA Hospital, get going. You're wasting time. And I want you viewers to keep your eyes open. There's going to be a special running on this network, Conversations with Ed, a special edition from McGuire VA Hospital. We did a whole lot out there with the hospital's help, and it's a very informative show. I look forward to you folks looking at it and also doing some comments. I have to give my big ups. I also always say hi to Nurse Diane, Nurse Sandra, and then my young ladies, Dorothy and Peggy and Sarah and all of the bunches, all of you out there at McGuire are doing such a great job. And I want you folks who haven't been out there yet to go. And don't forget the stand down is coming November the 15th. All right, once again, if you know any homeless vets, if you know any veterans, male or female, that need any kind of assistance at all, take them out to McGuire Hospital on November the 15th. They're gonna give them showers, haircuts, the shots that they need, dental, take a look at their teeth, get them registered and get them into the system, and hopefully, if they're homeless, get them off of the street. With all of that being said, now I didn't say hi to my very special lady. Hi, Charlene. And her book is going great. All of you who know Charlene know that her brain goes constantly, and the book that she wrote, the last one, Welcome Home Veteran, is doing very, very well. So if you go to my-vet.net, you can order that book online. You might want to get busy because the season's coming where you might want to just give it to somebody that you think might appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to get busy. We're going to start off tonight with some young ladies who, it's amazing, freshmen in college and have already started volunteering. And most of you that watch the show, you hear me talking about transforming today's youth. That's our mentorship program. I'm on the board of directors for that also. But what we do is we go into the schools, we get the schools to pick out students that want to, but don't have the ability to do. And we give them, made them up with mentors, and the mentors help them reach their goals. And these young ladies just getting into college, they're all very nice of the short conversations we've had, but they're taking time already to volunteer, and we're going to find out why. I want you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Aaliyah Myers.
Hi, I'm Destinee Jackson.
Hi, I'm Maylat Samson.
Okay, we're going to start, might as well just go this way. What school are you in, where are you from, and why do you want to be a mentor? How about that?
Okay. I go to VCU. I'm a freshman, like he said. I wanted to be a mentor. Oh, I'm from Texas. And I wanted to be a mentor because I feel like kids need a sense of direction. And when I was younger, I wish I would have had a mentor to help me.
Very well said. Very well said. Good point.
Hi. Well, I'm a freshman at VCU as well. I'm from Suffolk, Virginia. I wanted to be a mentor because it's something I've always done. I did it in high school as well. It's just a nice thing to do for the kids, and I think kids do need direction as well. So.
Very well said also. Okay, your turn.
I'm also a freshman at VCU, and I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia. And well, like they said, I always wish that I would have liked to have a mentor, to have someone direct me in a way that, or at least inform me in things that are out there in the world instead of having to figure it out myself.
That's good though. And then all good reasons, all sound reasons. Now, you're joining Transforming Today's Youth. What are you majoring in school?
I am majoring in mass comm advertising.
Okay. Why?
Well, when I was in high school, I was in a club called DECA, and it's like a marketing association, and I really just fell in love with it, and that's like my passion. So I figured I wanted to do advertising, I want to do commercials,
Well, you just said the key is you love it. If you can do something that you love and make a living at it, isn't it a great thing?
Yeah.
What about yourself now?
I'm a psychology major. My focus is clinical psychology, and I like how figuring out how people's mind works. So that's why I picked that major. And
Now, you think that's going to help you with your mentoring?
I really do think it will help me with my mentoring, because I can figure out why people act the certain way that they do. So.
Okay. And major?
I'm an undecided major, but I wanted to do anything with business, probably business marketing. Like, I like the corporate world and everything.
Yeah. Okay, you'd probably do well in it, but look at international business. Okay, that's the free tip for the day. Okay, the world is getting smaller and smaller. And you're going to see more and more international business, and especially on black business. Africa is just waking up. The country's waking up. In fact, if I was you young ladies' ages now, I'd be on my way over there. And we go. The reason I'm saying is I've been so many times, and I see what's happening in all of the different parts of Africa. I love South Africa, but if I were a youngster going to college and starting out now, I would be looking at doing that and helping build that country up, because you'd probably be a millionaire in 3 or 4 years. They had a brain drain. So now tell me what your goals are as far as, now I know you want to help doing the mentorship program, but what else?
Just goals with life.
Yeah, in general.
Well,
You put the phone numbers up, guys, too. Somebody might want to ask these young ladies a question while they're up here.
I really have a passion for helping people and animals. I love animals, they know that. But I hope to do commercials, and I hope to open my own business for abused animals, and also maybe a shelter type of thing for homeless.
Very good. Very good. And same kind of, now you're dealing with people and the mind. Yeah.
I was thinking about, I would kind of want to travel the world. I want to go to different parts of the world, like Haiti, Africa, like South America, stuff like that, and work with kids over there. So that's something I wanted to do.
You might want to tag on some medical on there too, because that would be really, it's needed. Number one, it is needed, and it does offer you the opportunity to do exactly what you just said you wanted to do, traveling nurses or traveling doctors without borders and all that kind of thing, or specialists. I know we're going off of your psychology, but ultrasound technology, where you could take your case and go all over the world and do sonograms for people, things like that. So you got to kind of, when you're looking at this, don't have tunnel vision, okay? Make sure that it's big and bright. And
well, my family's Ethiopian, so we're from
nice. My daughter-in-law is Ethiopian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have an Ethiopian grandson. Oh. Yeah, and he's a character too. Ian Kasa.
Yeah.
Warner.
Well, I'm not really sure. I'm just really trying to figure out everything.
Have you been to Ethiopia?
Yeah, I've been there a lot.
A lot.
About 6 times.
That's one of the countries on my bucket list. I want to go. I've been to most of West Africa and South Africa quite a few times, but I want to go to Ethiopia just for the historical aspect, to see the churches down in the ground. And
I've never seen those yet.
Oh, haven't seen pictures of it, and having friends who've gone, and listening to Miran is her name, Miran. Yeah. I'm listening to her dad talk about the country. That makes me want to go that much more. Now, can you do Ethiopian cooking?
Yeah, it's actually really easy. You just warm it up with water and everything. It's quite easy.
We love it. We love Ethiopian cooking. In fact, when we go up to DC this weekend, I'm looking forward to my meal.
They have a lot there. They have an Ethiopian street.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, we go right to the house.
Yeah.
And sit down at the table. Will be all set up for us. It's good. All right, well, listen, I'm glad that you young ladies have made up your mind that you want to do this and get involved. It's not easy, okay, being a mentor, because you're taking on a responsibility, and you'll find that a lot of these youngsters will latch on to you because you're bringing them something they're not getting at home. Are you able to handle that? Emotionally able? Okay, you gotta learn how to build a wall and learn how to leave it. When you go and you deal with that situation, you go out of the door, you leave that right there and go on next thing, okay? And always talk to people. If you have weight on you, sit down and have a buddy. And it look like you three are gonna be friends. So you have backup, you have sharing, but don't hold back on sharing, because all of you are talking about counseling people. And I'm a counselor myself. And you'll find that you start getting emotionally involved. And that's why they say every psychiatrist needs a psychiatrist. Okay? So just keep that in mind. And I thank y'all for coming out. I mean, it's real nice, and look forward to working with you too. I'm part of the group. Okay? In fact, I do the public relations. And here you are. Okay. Well, we're going to take a little break now, and you'll be hearing more, I think, from these young ladies as the time goes on. They're very sharp, and they're very intelligent, and I can tell you all come from good homes, too. You have sisters and brothers?
Yes.
No.
No, you're only child?
I have sisters and brothers.
I have little brothers.
Little brothers, and you said it like, oh, those little rascals, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, this is good. All right, so we're gonna do change up personnel a little bit. I have some interesting folks that you've met, but you're gonna meet another group of them, and you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about my friends from the Henrico Dojo here in Richmond, and Shihan Clarence Fowlkes, who's the founder of the studio and runs the system. We're gonna have a nice conversation with him and tell you folks about a project that we're working on, okay? So just give us a second here to change up, and it'll be good. Mics off. Take the mics off and we'll rearrange. There you go. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're back. Ayanna, you're gonna have to move over out of my way. There you go. Yeah. So we're back. You hear me talk about Henrico Dojo. You've met Shihan Clarence Fowlkes here on several occasions, and I talk about him and I talk about the school, the dojo, Henrico Dojo, because we are on a mission at the school, and the objective that we're trying to accomplish is to help get rid of this bullying in Richmond public schools, and also to help with the fitness and the get these kids something to do is really what it boils down with. So tonight, it's being the last show, and being that I've talked about it for the last 6 weeks, I thought once again I'd bring Shihan folks on, and two of our young students here, two of the young ladies that are very active in the program, just to give you another look, and maybe you can get on board the train that we're trying to get to leave the station here. We've gotten permission from the Richmond Schools Physical Education Department to go and talk to the principals at the different high schools about instituting martial arts training, along with the discipline, the respect, the self-esteem, the motivation that comes along with that training. And with all of that being said and done, let me introduce you once again to Shihan Fowlkes. And he's not much of a talker, okay? As he says, he teaches karate, and he happens to be one of the best trainers in the nation, I think recognized this year as the Karate Trainer of the Year, is it?
By the Black Warriors Martial Arts Association.
Show off, okay. Good job, good job. Well, as we said, Sensei Fowlkes has been training here in Richmond for over 30 years. I don't want to tell us datum or anything like that, but teaching law enforcement. I've been doing martial arts myself for quite a few years as a youngster, and also in the military. And then when I came home, we kept the thing going. This man has me over there working with him, and I'm still learning and still have a long way to go. But we've found, and it's documented, it's not just because we're in this, we've found that youngsters who start training, preferably around the age of 6 or 7 years old, and continue their training, excel. They do better in school. They do better in every criteria that establishes success, because when you study martial arts, you learn to use both sides of your brain. So you'll find that martial artists, students that study martial arts, have a higher marking curve than the average, and that's one of the reasons why we promote it. And secondly, we train youngsters how to be leaders in their community. They learn how to hold their heads up, to have self-pride, which translates into pride for others. It teaches them how to be leaders in that they have the self-confidence and the ability to think through problems rather than just reacting. The young ladies are smiling. They didn't know that we thought that much of them on the side over here. So what we're going to do with them and for you is just show you how just some simple little moves that we teach, because we teach self-defense. It's not just the karate, it's not the breaking boards and all that kind of stuff. It's psychological and physical. And we're gonna have our two young ladies, Ayanna and Tyler, are gonna show you a couple of the things that they practice in the school. Hold on, young ladies, we're gonna get you right on camera so you can really perform for them. And this is Ayanna. No, Tyler, I'm sorry. Ayanna. I keep saying it wrong. Ayanna. Okay. Sensei, why don't you tell them what we're going to be doing here?
Okay. Excuse me. The first one will be a basic grab, cross-hand grab, and Tyler will grab Ayanna by her wrist. Ayanna will do a arm bar and a kick.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. Tyler's gonna do what she want to do now. Ayanna's gonna walk up to Tyler, and Tyler will get her off of her. Go.
Get away from me.
You're supposed to grab her, Ayanna.
Good, grab it. There you go. There, see that? Okay. Simple move, but it works, right?
Those are basic, simple techniques. I always say learn to fight, not to fight. The best thing I say to do is learn to use words to defuse a situation. Okay. Only use physical technique when you cannot defuse a situation. So I say, you know, learn to fight, not to fight. Talk. The way you carry yourself a lot of times, your demeanor, your posture, your attitude.
Why don't you two come up here?
Kinda
Come on. And you can hear.
keeps people away from you. I laugh. I was telling somebody that I was in Panama a couple of years ago, and I was walking around at the University of Panama. And as I was walking, I hear somebody say, "Polician, polician." I asked the guy, so what are they talking about? They said, they're saying you're police. I was in civilian clothes. I don't know how they knew I was in law enforcement.
That's that face, you know, smiling. He puts on that killer face. I had the young ladies come up so they could get on our microphones. And you want to tell me how you enjoy these martial arts, because you work real hard.
I enjoy karate or martial arts because well, you never know when a fight might happen in school or on the street or anything, and you want to be prepared and know how to block and try to prevent yourself from getting killed or have to go to the hospital.
Whoa, you serious too, huh?
Yes.
Okay, now, since you have started training, have you had any problems at school?
No, I haven't had any problems, but if there is something that happens, then I know how to prevent myself from getting in trouble or getting hurt in any kind of way.
And how are your marks in school?
I get good grades. I get A's and B's.
I know you do. See, that's part of it too. And you know if you come in there with less than a B, we're going to get you too, right? Let me hear from this little lady. Come on up here so they can see you. Can you come in? There you go. Now tell us how old you are.
10 years old.
You're 10 years old. And how long have you been practicing?
A year.
A year? Do you like it?
Yes.
Why?
Because you can practice and learn how you can defend yourself when there's a fight or a dangerous situation.
Now, let me ask you this. You're 10 years old. What does that put you in the 5th grade?
Yes.
Are there fights in your school?
Sometimes, but I try to ignore them.
Yeah, that's one of the things you learn, right? So are you going to keep practicing until you get that 5th degree black belt too?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you are too. This is great. Okay, well, I hope that you folks can see now what we had them do and what we had them show you. Little girls walking down the street, and we're hearing about it on the news every day about some youngster getting snatched or getting thrown in a van or stuff like that. What we just showed you is what we teach them. How to, if somebody grabs you, this is how you get out of it. This is how you get away from it. So, with all of that being said, and these young ladies showing you how it's done, we thank you very much for that. If any of you are involved with the schools here in Richmond and you want to help us out, give me a call. We want to get into the public schools. We have a plan. We have a lesson plan. Everything is formatted and put together. And all we're waiting for is the okay. We'd like to start in January. Now there's one other thing. I know we have a lot of viewers out there. A lot of the students will not be able to afford. It's the wrong phone. I don't believe that. I know I have 2 phones and I know I turned one of them off. So y'all excuse me while I turn this phone off.
Yeah, while you taking care of that, I would just like to mention that in talking with Ayanna and Tyler, not only are they involved in karate, but they're involved in other activities. Last year at my tournament, Ayanna, she sang the national anthem.
Was that you that did that?
Yes.
And you did a great job. I didn't realize that was her.
That was Ayanna.
I have that on my computer.
Okay. And this year, Ayanna and Tyler are going to do a duet. So not only do they practice martial arts, not only are they confident or in their martial arts, but they're also confident in their other talents.
Well, I think one has a lot to do with the other, and I think the foundation, because the training, if you will, that's part of what it builds self-confidence, where you're willing to try. And you see these 2 young ladies, they talk out loud, they're very sure of themselves, they hold their heads up straight, and I think anybody would be proud to call you, either one of you, your daughter. And you look like my daughter. You do? I'm going to show you pictures, okay? You look like my daughter. But this is good. So we're looking forward to the tournament Sunday. All right, are you both going to get in the tournament?
Yes.
And you're going to be champions. I know you're going to win trophies. How many have you won so far?
I haven't won. I've won medals. I haven't won any trophy.
You're going to get one this Sunday, though, right?
Yes.
And what about you?
I have a trophy, but I didn't win it, kind of.
How did you get it?
When I sang the national anthem.
Well, you got a trophy for that. That's great. Okay. Now you saw my little grandson in there yesterday, right? Kyle, the little guy. He left and on the way home, he's Poppy, I just had so much fun. So we're gonna have him, and I'm gonna get you guys to work with him when he comes in too. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. And we're going to be seeing you. I won't be there tomorrow. Guess where I'm going tomorrow evening? I haven't been.
D.C.
Nope. Well, that's going to be Friday morning.
Okay.
I've been invited to the meeting of Noble.
Oh, okay. National Organization of Black Police.
Yes. Hello, caller.
Hi, how are you tonight? It's good seeing all the youth present.
There you go. There's my favorite caller. How you doing?
We doing fine. There's a young man here that wanted to say something to you. I can't guarantee what he's going to say, but he just left my side watching you. I just think it's phenomenal, the work that you and Cincy are doing with the children. It's very, very good, and you to be commended. You and Cincy, it tends to make them stand taller. And here's the phone. Here you go. So here's a young man that wants to say something. He's only 5 years old, so I can't guarantee what he's saying.
Hello.
Knock, knock.
Hey, knock, knock. Knock, knock. Who's there?
Chicken.
You chick. Well, you chicken across the road. A chicken across the road. That's the joke. Okay. You got the TV up too loud, but that was good. Thank you for that call, caller. That's funny. Well, that's my grandson. See that? He's a character. But that's what we're trying to do, and that's why we're trying to do it. We're trying to build, or help build, the leaders of tomorrow. And these youngsters right here, as you can see, as they grow older, they're going to grow into just that. They're going to be part of the leadership of tomorrow. And that's why we want to get this program into all of the schools that we can. We can actually only handle 2 schools to start off with, and we're looking to do that in Richmond, in an elementary school. So if you're a teacher,
Middle school.
Middle school, starting at 7 years old or higher. Because I thought we were going down. Middle school is 7th and 8th and 9th. We want elementary school. Elementary school.
We got it right.
If you do know anybody that's on the board of a school board, or as a principal, or the PTA or whatever, and as I was saying, some of the students will not be able to afford the classes. They're going to be $25 a week for 2-hour classes, 2 sessions, and we're looking for sponsors. Sponsor a child. Costs you $100 a month, and it's well worth it. And I think you can see just by these 2 right here that it's part of something that most young people would want to be part of. Because you guys have fun too, don't you?
Yeah.
And you go on trips and everything, right? Right. Now, have they been down? They haven't been down to Texas or anything.
No,
yet.
they have not been to Texas yet.
Not yet. We have a training camp down in Texas where every 6 months or so a group goes down. Shihan takes a group down for advanced training. And I guess I'm going to have to do that sooner or later, huh?
Yeah.
Go down and get beat up, but that's okay. All right. Well, with that being said, and I thank you young ladies again, all right? And I look forward to big things coming from both of you, okay?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And when I come back on, I'm going to have you on again. And we can talk about how many trophies you won. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. So we can go. There you go now. Thanks a lot, too, right? Good job. Wait a minute. Come back for 1 second. Come on the camera for 1 second. I want to show them something. 1 second. You see the green belt and the blue belt. Okay, in just case you know, for the people that are watching, we do use a reward system, and it's traditional martial arts reward system. As you get to certain levels, you get a different color belt. And these two are on the way, green belt and blue belt. Good job, ladies. Thank you. So that's good. So Sensei, we've already been accepted into Virginia Union University. I've mentioned that on the show a couple of times. They had 3 champions. Last year, was one of them national?
No.
Three state championships. We're trying to get the young people involved over there. They're a little bit too old. And I don't want to make it sound like age has something to do with the training. Age has nothing to do with the training, really. But when I say too old, you need to start something like this when you're young. And that's like with dancers, with musicians, with anything that requires an adaptive skill. You're usually best if you can start at a young age. And I think we agreed that 6 or 7,
yes,
ideal age. And Sensei says he wants the youngsters to be able to know their left from their right.
Right.
If they know their left from their right, they can do it. We're going to have a session on the 30th of November. That's a closed house session, but it'll be introducing a group of youngsters, and I didn't tell you they're from 3 to 6 years old.
Okay.
Okay, but we're going to be introducing them to martial arts. And we're also starting, because of the world that we live in now, we're starting to have on a regular basis self-defense classes for women. So there's something else you might want to look into. You can go to our website, enricodojo.com or .org.
.com.
enricodojo.com. Go right on the site, get all the information that you want. You can even come over and take a free lesson just to try it out and see for yourself if it'll work for you. Okay? My voice is getting a little shot here for the last couple of days. We've been talking a lot, my wife and I. As I said, her book is doing very, very well. Once more, I'm going to punch that up. my-vet.net. The book is called Welcome Home Veteran, and if it had been written probably 40 years ago, I make the joke, a lot of us Vietnam vets would have probably saved ourselves about 10 years of crazy. So good job to you, Charlene Warner Coleman. All right, and I want you guys to kind of think about the different shows that we've had on for the last 6 weeks. I think we covered quite a few interesting subjects. But at the same token, I want you to be looking forward for me coming back, because when I come back, I'm going to come back with a whole new direction, and we're going to do some really, really interesting things. We're going to take you outside a little bit. The one special that's coming up is the one, again, that we did at McGuire VA Hospital, so you'll be able to see that. Now, we're trying to do this with the school. What else do you have in mind for the dojo coming up?
I'm thinking about doing something during the daytime for kids and adults. This thing about bullying is getting totally out of hand. I was listening to the radio today, and they were talking about there's bullying in pro football.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
I heard that, and that was kind of, it actually surprised me, because these are grown men.
Yeah.
And when they started showing and they started repeating some of the things that were said, I mean, if I was a football player, I wouldn't have taken that.
They were also talking about holding parents responsible for the kids that are out here bullying.
That might not be a bad idea. Okay, because you know, parenting has a lot to do with it, or I should say the lack of parenting has a lot to do with it. Somebody call up and tell us what you think about this. We have the number up on the screen now.
And you know, my head instructor, Hanshi Ricardo Johns, always said, it's not about us anymore. It's about the youth. Okay, we're the ones that's going to be training the youth. If we do not train them in the proper way, they have no clue as to how to go, except for looking at TV. That's the only way they can get it.
Or playing with their phone.
Or playing with the phone.
Like I was just
playing with the phone.
We sat in a restaurant, and I told this story last week. My daughter and I went out for lunch, and in Red Lobster, and we're sitting there looking at the table with, it must have been a family, about 5 people, and all 5 of them were down there into their phones. So now, the young man was telling me last week that two of the kids were in the back seat of the car. Was that you telling me that? Texting each other because they didn't want to talk to each other. They're riding in the same car. So you know what's happening now. We're losing the ability to communicate, number one. We're losing the ability to reason because these gadgets that we have do everything for us now. Remember, there was a time when you remembered everybody's phone number.
Yeah.
Okay? I can hardly remember my own phone number now.
There you go.
But that's why we want to get more of this physical activity going. And this is a very healthy activity. It's something that builds up muscle strength. It builds up coordination. It builds up hand coordination quite a bit. It builds up endurance because the training does require you to put some effort into it.
Yes.
Some of the things that I have to learn in this system, I'm shaking my head saying, boy, I'm getting too old for that. But I'm still trying, so we'll see about it. So I'm kind of rambling on here, being that this is the last show. You know, you get to the point, well, we talked about this, we talked about that. Let's see, what else can we talk about? What else we can talk about is I'm very happy with this election. Did the sheriff win his election?
Yes, he did.
Congratulations to you then, Mr. C.T. Woody. All right. Hello, caller.
Hi, I have a couple of adult questions now.
Okay, my little man is gone, huh? Okay.
Oh, yeah, thank goodness. I should say this is for you. How did you get involved in this type of karate? Shotokan, I think you call it?
Yes, Shotokan.
What made you choose this over another?
The reason I chose Shotokan was because I like
Turn the TV down, please. Okay.
Okay, I have to go in another room.
I like the stances. I like the technique. I started when I was young, and I always remember one of the instructors saying that you need not kick somebody in the head to stop them. So that meant, you know, as I get older, I still can use what I learned while I was young. Okay, so instead of having to, you know, I look at Taekwondo, everybody's kicking to the head. I'm almost as old as Ed, so, you know, that means we can't get our foot up as high. Okay? And be effective. Okay?
Know your limitations, right?
Yeah, know your limitations.
Which country does it come from? I know it's from Asia, but it's from one specific region or
Japan.
Japan.
It's Japan, and just as a note, all of our classes are taught in Japanese. So the kids,
wow.
so the kids
so
also
the children learn a little foreign language also?
They learn Japanese while they're taking the classes. It starts out with counting, and it goes on from there. And he gives all of the commands are given in Japanese
And English.
And English. He does kick some English in there every once in a while. He'll look around and see us looking dumbfounded. What does he mean by? But there's a long history to Shotokan, and since you asked the question, you opened the door for me to answer it a little more in depth. The martial arts itself came from Africa.
I know.
Okay, and there's a whole story, a whole history about how a certain monk walked from Asia all the way down from Africa all the way down into Asia, and as he walked, he studied the different animals and the different styles of fighting the animals had with each other, which gave you all the different systems in Kung Fu, the dragon style, the tiger style, and so on, the crane, which you saw in the Karate Kid, you saw the crane system and all of that. But there are several, in fact, many different forms of martial arts. It's just a matter of finding the one that works best for you.
Yes. And as far as these children being bullied, I think a lot of their parents are bullies as well, and that's where they learn it. They learn it in the home. And I don't know how we're going to get rid of that. I really don't. But maybe your school can help, because parents need to learn the training too. And I'm going to hang up and let you guys comment on that, please.
Yeah, thank you for calling there, baby. Okay, and she's right, and we see it. But you know what happens as the student gets involved with us, anyhow, in our dojo, and you correct me if I'm wrong, the parents get involved. The parents started coming out. They started coming out to watch the training, and as the events started coming up, I think you're starting to see more and more parent involvement. I know when we went out to the park that day, that was a great day, out in the park training and whatnot.
You know, what I'm noticing is when I go to tournaments, I say parents are trying to make their kids live their life the way they wanted it to be. And I go to tournaments, and some of the parents are worse than the students are. Okay. To me, it shouldn't be. I know in Maryland, at games or at tournaments, if you act up, you can be arrested. If the parent acts up, they can be arrested.
Wow.
Because the parents are getting involved in the tournament. The youth are in the activity for the fun of it. And of course, me being an instructor, I give them a hard time. But at the same time, it's about the fun of it. It's about having fun. When I go to a tournament, my students compete. If they are losing, I've got a look on my face. If they're winning, I've got the same look. Because I tell them, do your best. You don't have to win every time, but do your best. And I've had parents approach me, well, I didn't like the way you did that. Hey, it's not about the parents, it's about the youth.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the youth.
That's it. And I think this is a problem. That's, as you said, part of the bullying thing is, again, the parenting at home. And we're seeing it, we've been seeing it for years. In fact, I know I've been doing what I do for the last 50 years. And, we're taking kids home, some kids home now to third and fourth generation drug addicts. So there's a lot that has to be done. But I think that in general, our community has become aware and is starting to wake up. Mm-hmm. I think I'm right in saying that. It's because you're starting to see more and more family. You're starting to see more and more, and I congratulate these young brothers that I see in Walmart walking, pushing their baby, or pushing the carriage, or they got their children with them, and I comment, and I see the father smile when I say something to them. You're doing your job, man. You're doing your job. Congratulations. And we're seeing more of that, but I still think we need to talk more and more about it. And on that talk, I'm glad I said that. I'm glad I reminded myself of talk. I'm already getting calls for Black History Month.
Oh, okay.
To come in and talk to people. So just so you know that's also available. If you think that your institution or you think that your facility might want to be involved in the martial arts training aspect, or if you just need to hear some things said to your congregation that most people don't want to talk about, being director of the Victims' Rights Foundation for Richmond and the surrounding area, I do that. I come in, I talk about sexual abuse. I talk about why are you staying with this person that's treating you like a dog. I talk about all the things that people don't want to hear about. And then my wife comes in and she talks after me and she makes them smile when she brings up her book, how to save money, how to have fun on a low stroke, no budget in 30 days.
That book.
And does that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of work to be done, but I do honestly believe that it has started, finally. It has started, it's taken a foothold.
Yes.
Okay, and I think you noticed it yourself.
Yes.
The change is coming. There's a change coming, and it's about time. It's about time because, you listen to some of these youngsters now, I think maybe we might have lost a level of generation. It's like one generation is completely gone, and we can't get them back. But fortunately, and thank God, the ones that are coming after them are grounded, like these two young ladies you just saw out there, like my little grandsons and granddaughters that I have who are grown up. And again, parenting has a lot to do with it.
Yes, it does. It has a great deal to do with it. The parents of both those young ladies, they are always encouraging them. They've always supported.
They came right here tonight. Right. I know they had to get off work.
They support them fully. And I have to laugh sometimes because when I start correcting or yelling at the kids, the parents says nothing. They just sit there and folks, go ahead and do your thing, but we'll bring them back next week.
Yeah.
We're going to bring them back next week.
Yeah.
We like what you're doing. You're not abusing my child. You are encouraging my child. So, I think it's great to see them give that type of support for their kids.
Well, I like seeing the way that the studio, the dojo, is becoming such a family.
Yes.
You know, that's what I'm getting so impressed by seeing that, and the cadre's building up.
It's amazing.
Somebody, you guys sleep back there? This camera's not going back and forth.
It's amazing that that you said that, but Ayanna and Tyler.
There you go. Thank you.
I asked Ayanna, I asked Ayanna's mother. I said, did she know Tyler before she came to karate class? She said no.
They just hit just like that.
They hit off. They stayed at each other's house more than they stayed at their own house.
That's great. I didn't know that.
Okay, so they're building friendships at a very early age.
And there'll be lasting friendships.
Yeah.
Because they're building the training. Hello, caller.
Hi, it's Tandy.
Hey,
I've
Tandy.
been saying, Dad, how are you?
Doing good
Fine.
tonight. Thank you for calling, baby. How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to say that these two guys, they're just not talking about it. They're living the life. I know these guys personally. They work with my son who's 5 years old, and he's just doing better as far as discipline is going. And I just really appreciate you guys being in our lives. And Kyle will be in karate class and fully attending.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Thank you.
That's very good.
And I just want to tell all you single mothers out there, you need to put your boys in their class, because it's more than just sending your child to school. It's sending your child to a family who cares.
That's real nice, Tandy. That's real nice. Thank
And
you.
you're doing a good job, the both of you guys in the community, and I'm just blessed to know you.
Ah, that's sweet. Thank you.
Thank
baby.
you.
So keep doing the good work.
Okay,
All right.
thank you. That's real nice.
Yeah.
Tandy, I'm trying to get Tandy to start taking classes, and that's another thing that you young ladies, especially you college-age young ladies, need to be studying some martial arts and self-defense, because according to statistics, there's a real rise in assault cases against females in that age bracket. So you do need to start knowing something. You got a bunch of knuckleheads walking around here that still think, or don't think, I shouldn't even say still think, they don't think of women as women and don't treat you properly. And there's no reason for any of you to be mistreated nowadays. That's old, it's done, and it's over. And we look at these stars and the bad images they're putting out here with this Rihanna, and I mean, it's just crazy. And they're held up with respect, like in awe. And I'm listening to all of this nonsense going on with Jay-Z and Harry Belafonte, and then Barnes and Noble, and all this crap. When did you get to be an authority just because you were a rapper?
I have no clue.
Don't get me started. We'll have to change the name of the show from Conversations with Ed to Griping with Ed. Okay? Well, I want all of you to keep some of the things in mind that we've talked about. Keep your eyes open, looking for that special on the VA hospital, and keep your eyes open looking for me. When I come back up this time, the next time up, it's going to be all over the place. We're going to really broadcast it and get the word out, and you're going to be hearing more and more about this project, this anti-bullying project in school. If any of you have any suggestions on how we can help make this work, give us a call. Let us know. You can reach me at 804-714-7983. 804-714-7983. And Sensei, you want to give them the dojo number?
804-356-0565. 804-356-0565.
There you go. And keep in mind, and once again, if you need or want to check it out, you can either come to the dojo, you could take a class, one class, just to see how you like it, see if it's comfortable, if it fits in for you, or if it's an activity for a school or an organization, we can come to you and do a demonstration and let you see how it would fit in. But it's something I would advise and suggest that most of you try to reach out and get involved in some kind of way, just for the physical fitness. As we're sitting here teasing, talking about our age and our joke, but I mean, look at the two of us. You wouldn't know how old we are, I don't think, and to still be bouncing around on the floor like we do. This man moves like a cat. So we talked about the Henrico Dojo. I've talked about the events coming up for the veterans. I talked about, I might add just as an afterthought, because you got a chance to really hear some of that music that was playing. That music is original music done by my good friend and brother Frank Abel. If you want to Google somebody, Google Frank A-B-E-L, Frank Abel, and we just put that tune together. We've been working on it for about 2 years now, and it's part of a collaboration of music that's being done for TV shows, movies, advertisements. That's the contract, and that's what we're working on. That's under Coleman's Connections. That's something else. So we keep a lot of things going on. But I want you to keep your ears open for that tune and a couple of more that are going to be released pretty soon, okay? And if you hear Frank Abel or Lafayette's Afro Rock or the Soul Congress, if you hear any of that stuff coming out, know that that's your buddy Ed also. Okay? You've heard a lot of the music, though. You've heard a lot of the music. Well, the holiday seasons are getting ready to come, and I can't believe that they're playing Christmas music already on the phone, on the radio, and the stores. I think Walmart is one of the stores that's going to start. Instead of waiting for Black Friday, they're going to start that Thursday night. So where is the Christmas season? Where is the Christmas season?
Well, it's happy season.
Yeah, it's happy, but
season,
happy for
they're taking the Christ out of it.
It's gone, and then we wonder what's wrong. I was talking, and one of the young fellas, and I talk to everybody. I think you know that now. I'm one of these guys. I talk to everybody, but the guy said a very simple comment. He said, "As it is written, so shall it be." Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get into we had church in here with your Soul Seekers the other week. Yeah. The Soul Seekers brought church up in here. But, when you look at all of the things that are going on around the world and all of the nastiness and the unneighborliness that's coming out, and at the same time, the goodness that's just almost like the war between good and bad is becoming very visible, and it's becoming very obvious to see that, and it's coming it looks like it's getting ready to come to a climax. There's going to be a boom, some type of calamity or something. Yeah. But it seems like it's just building up like that. Imagination or what?
I don't think it's imagination. I think it's actually happening. But one of the things that amazed me is that everywhere you look or read, they're talking about taking God out of this, God out of that, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Every time they talk about taking prayer out of this place, taking prayer out of that place. Well, it's amazing that every time something happens, the first thing they do is say, "Oh God," and then they go back to, "Let's pray for him." Now, if you're going to take it out, why are you going to go back to it?
See, that's the human nature coming out. The instinct is to, "Oh God." Because inside people know that there is a power. Okay, so reflectively you're going to go, "Oh God," "Oh, did I say that? Oops, yeah, you said it." "Yeah, you said it." You're like Bazin, "Yeah, you said it," right? So, but you can almost trace it when they open the malls up on Sundays, when they opened up the liquor stores on Sundays, when they took the religion and prayer out of the schools. Okay, you can almost track it and see the calamity that's come on, because the way we grew up, I know, especially down south here, we had to go to church 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. As a kid. I mean, we went to go to Sunday school, regular church, youth board meetings, choir practice. I mean, it was almost like that was your community, that was your outlet to go out and hang out. You went out and you hung out with the church. But people don't do that now. People don't go. So
it's amazing, and then I'll be quiet, but I heard a minister say the other day that a couple of years back, their granddaughter got put out of a school here in the city, or the county, and she got not put out of school, she got in-home suspension.
Okay.
She got in-home suspension, for cursing. And the grandmother said, what did she say? She said, oh God.
Are you kidding?
They put her in suspension, so the grandmother said, she told him, says, look, I taught that to my daughter, my granddaughter. So when she went to school for the in-school suspension, the grandmother says, well, I came to be in in-school suspension with her also, because that's what I taught her.
Wait a minute. I mean, come on now. This is getting a little bit ridiculous. Okay, I got you. The 3-minute sign is up. So, folks, once again, I thank you. Those of you who have tuned in to me every week, I know a couple of you have been watching me every week, and I really do appreciate it. I want to thank you. I want to thank all of the guests who have come on in that time period. We had, as we said, the Soul Seekers on. We had the Police Officers Noble, the group of the National Association of Black Police Officers Executives. Right. I'm going to that meeting, like I said, tomorrow evening, invited to come out. And just a whole array, Sensei Shihan folks here. And I hope that when I come back up, I'll have you, and maybe you'll bring some of your friends to tune in and watch me also. It's a little difficult sometimes just sitting up here talking. Fortunately, I love to talk, so it works out okay. But I promise you, as we did on this last 6 weeks, the next time I come on, the next 6-week series will be as exciting or maybe even a little bit better. We work on that. I want to thank the technicians out here. We have Akil and my Hawaiian buddy. And I hate to say his name wrong, but you're going to see his name in the credits when it goes up. These two guys and Leroy, who's here on Friday, are great technicians, great producers, and they really care about getting our shows out in the best quality that they can. And we thank Comcast Studios for giving us this outlet, because there's no other outlet in the city where we can all come out and just say and do and be ourselves without trying to be Mr. ABC or NBC. It's nice to just be plain old Ed Coleman. With all that said and done, I have 1 minute. I think Akil is going to put on some more of my music to rock us out on. Sensei, I thank you so much, all right? And we'll be busy, okay? We're going to be busy and go out and maybe see if we can get these kids to shake their tree over there at Virginia Union a little bit. All right. All right. But once again, keep your ears and eyes open. If you see an opportunity that might help us get this thing done, please give us a call. And we thank you for being loyal viewers, and we thank you for being friends. Andwali, there you go. I was trying to say it right, but I got it. That's the other producer. Andwali is from Hawaii. I love his name. That's why I'll make sure I say it right. Brother Akil, thank you also.